All right. So I'm going to go back to the King James versions again, and I'm going to read this time Matthew chapter 28, 2 through 3. And behold, there was a great earthquake, for the angel of the Lord descended from heaven and came and rolled back the stone from the door and sat upon it. This was the stone that was blocking the door where Jesus had passed away, or at least where his body was lying inside. His countenance was like lightning, and his raiment white as snow. So again, a better visual, but just this appearance will let you know this was not just regular man. This was definitely an angel. Because when you read further, it says a lot of people were scared and terrified. So scared they were like dead, like just frozen. So yeah, that would be probably a little scary as well. But he meant them no harm, which is great. But still, these visions, they're different visions, and it's obviously there's a different type of angels that are showing, which is why they have these different appearances. But again, I don't want to see no cherubim, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to see that. No, I don't. So I'm gonna go ahead and conclude already in this video in Isaiah. I'll read from both Bibles, but Isaiah, which will be chapter 6, 1 through 7. In the year the king Uzziah died, I saw Jehovah sitting on a lofty and an elevated throne, and the skirts of his robe filled the temple. Seraphs were standing above him. Each had 6 wings. Each covered his face with 2 and covered his feet with 2. And each of them would fly about with 2. And one called to the other, Holy, holy, holy is Jehovah of armies. The whole earth is filled with his glory. Wow. That's something. Well, just moving forward, however. And the pivots of the thresholds quivered at the sound of the shouting, and the house was filled with smoke. Then I said, Woe to me, I am as good as dead, for I am a man of unclean lips, and I live among a people of unclean lips. For my eyes have seen the King, Jehovah of armies himself. At that, one of the seraphs flew to him, and in his hand was a glowing coal that he had taken with tongs from the altar. He touched my mouth and said, Look, this has touched your lips. Your guilt is removed and your sin is atoned for. Okay, a glowing coal being picked up with tongues and being put on the mouth of a human? Okay, well, let's see what the King James Version says. Same chapter, which will be Isaiah chapter 6, 1 through 7. Very different. Right. King Uzziah died. I saw also Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. Above it stood the seraphims. Each one had 6 wings. With 2 he covered his face, and with 2 he covered his feet, and with 2 he did fly. And one cried unto another and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the posts of the door moved at the voice of him that cried, and the house was filled with smoke. Then said I, Woe is me, for I am undone, because I am man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For mine eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. Then flew one of the seraphims onto me, having a live coal in his hand, which he had taken with the tongs from off the altar. And he laid it upon my mouth and said, Lo, this hath touched thy lips, and thine iniquity is taken away, and thy sin purged. Okay, so now we have seraphim angels. Okay, um, different again, obviously in appearance, and I guess my greatest concern in these readings is that the angel used tongues to remove coal from an altar, and they said the coal was glowing, and put it on the man's mouth. Now, for all of us out there that barbecue, we know glowing coals are hot as heck. How on earth or why did the angel use a tongue to pick the coal up off the altar when he's an angel? He has angelic powers. He could have just reached in there and picked it up. He didn't have to use a tongue. So anyway, okay, use the tongue to pick up the coal and place it on the man's mouth. And it didn't burn the heck out of him. We didn't hear it. We didn't hear none of that. So obviously, either God himself or the angel used his angelic powers, spiritual powers, what have you, and made it where the man didn't get burned. And also, even, I guess, greatly importantly, or more importantly than the burn, is his sins was wiped from him and clean. After the man cried, "Oh, woe is me, I'm sinful, my lips, blah, blah, blah," the coal was placed on his lips and his sin was purged, as the Bibles say. But I got another issue to address. As I shared in the beginning of this video, God will not reveal his true form to man. He will not reveal himself to man. Yet, the verse said, he looked up and saw God sitting on a throne. So I'm just going to say this in my depiction of this reading, that God allowed man to see a form of him. And it wasn't truly him, since it was said earlier in the Bible that man would truly die if they saw Jehovah God himself. Yeah, so I don't understand what this guy was talking about. Talking about he looked up and saw God sit on the throne. Okay, you sure you saw that? Anyway, those are my concerns. Like, why did the angel use a tongue to pick the coal up, glowing, only to place it on the man's mouth bare? Strange. Didn't say cool it off. The Bible didn't even say the man was afraid. I would have been afraid. If I see you pick up a tongue from an altar, this coal, and it's glowing, and then you put it, I'm going to be back. I'm like, hey, what's going with that? But again, I guess it goes back to faith. That strong faith, knowing that you're not going to get hurt or injured, since the presence of an angelic creature is there, and you're safe, I guess. And even still, it still would be kind of worrisome or scary for me. I'm just a mortal man myself, as this man was back in the days. But I guess his faith was so powerful and his relationship was so close with God and the angels that he wasn't worried about any injuries or getting burned by the glowing coal. Okay, so I guess angels appear to man in different forms, mostly throughout the Bible in human form. So I guess we can, feel more comfortable. But it seemed like when they were in human form, they came mostly as messengers and things of that nature. But the other forms, other things are going on, like the seraphim, they seem to be like maybe like direct servants around God or things of that nature, while the cherubims were guardians of something sacred. So different jobs there for the angels, and I'm sure there are other jobs also that angels had, or maybe even different titles, but they weren't all covered today. I didn't go through all that research, but this for me was enough. If you want more, do let me know. I would love to do another video on it. It's just that this is enough for me. I've drawn that conclusion that angels would appear in different forms, and we don't want to mess with them cherubs because they got a lot going on. They sound like machines / animals / creature / man I mean, there's a lot going on with them sheriffs, so I don't want to mess with them, and I don't want to see them. So give me a regular form, and I'll be okay with that. All right. So, I do want to share my general statement that I like to share. I'm doing it at the end of the video today, which is I respect the Bible, of course, and what it means to many people, how much it's so meaningful to everyone. And this is always just a general interest and breaking down my inquiries and confusions and things of that nature, never to ever disrespect anyone, always to incite dialogue and conversation. And yes, I look forward to hearing maybe your insight on it, or what you have taken from these readings. And as always, in respect and to be humble to everyone, just my understanding, because I'm sure a lot of you out there has concerns as well. Like, hey, that don't make sense. Hey, that's a little contradictory. We all have those thoughts, and I'm amongst those few who is actually speaking on it. And it's never in disrespect, just to get understanding, and then just to say, hey, this is concerning, or this doesn't make sense. Maybe somebody changed some along the way there. Who knows? So I thank you all again for making it to the end of this video. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and I do apologize. I don't have a title for that video just yet. I'm up in the air with 3 different things, but it will be good, whatever it is. We will cover more inquiries and things of that nature, and I look forward to seeing you there. If I have shed any light on anything for you today regarding the look of an angel and how they appeared, the multiple ways they appeared as well, do like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you in that next video. Thank you all once more.